Hello guys, there's a part of your homework from last time that I didn't go over that I do need to go over. So is this one right here, writing linear equations, and it's going to be the second part. Um, so we did the first part, the 12 questions there, but we didn't do the second part, the 8 questions there. And I'm going to go over those, okay? So let's get started. Here we are. So it's going to be homework writing linear equations, part 2.1, because I'm going to break up this video into 3 parts so that it's not one long video. Okay. So this is for questions 1 and 2 on that part 2. Okay. And what we have here is they're going to be giving you your slope and your y-intercept. And based upon that, you have to give us the form that goes like this, where x and y are in the same, they're on the same side of the equal sign. Okay, that's what standard form is. Okay, so how do we do that? And let's say we have -3, and this is, I don't know, 7. Okay, so we begin with the y-intercept form. Y equals to mx plus b. We're going to start with that and then move it over to the standard form. Okay? Standard form over here. Actually, let me write it over here on the side. Standard form, which is ax plus b, y equals to c. Okay? So let's go ahead and plug in what we need to plug in, which is the, let me see, the slope and the y-intercept. So this is the y-intercept, and this is the slope. So I'm just going to go y equals to -3x plus 7. Pretty simple, yeah? And then all you have to do from there is you have to move the x term over to the other side. That way the x and the y terms are in the same side. So how do we do that? We are going to, in this case, add 3x here, add 3x there, and they cancel here. So you have 3x plus y equals to 7. And there you have it. That was pretty simple for number 1 and 2. Really straightforward. Okay, now let's try the next part. 3 and 4. So for number 3 and 4 of your homework, they're going to give it to you as a point slope form. And you have to change it into standard form. Okay, so that means they're going to give it to you like this: y minus y coordinate equals to slope x minus x coordinate. You have to change it into ax plus by equals to c. Okay, so let's check it out here. How do we do that? They're going to give you something like, okay, let me see. Example number 1. Y y minus 5 equals to negative 2x plus 4. Something like that. Right? They'll give you something like that. Number one, you have to distribute. That's the first thing you gotta do. So let's distribute this to that. You end up with negative 2x minus 8. Okay? And again, I suggest you're taking notes right now because you're going to be able to use it during the test. If you just look at the video and doing it, then come test time, you're not going to have the video on the side and go through it. So, and a couple of things I got to move. I got to move two things. I have to move this negative 5 over to this side. And I also have to move negative 2x over to that side. So I'm going to move those two. Now, it's up to you which one you want to move first. I want to move the x term first, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Well, actually, I'll move the 5 first. I'll move the 5. So you got to cancel those. You got to move two terms. So what happens there is this gets canceled out. Y equals to negative 2x minus 3. And then the second term that I got to move is the x term. So I'm going to add 2x here, 2x there. End up with 2x plus y equals to negative 3. Any questions with that? Okay, so that's questions number 3 and 4, right? Very simple, super easy. Now, what happens when the slope is a fraction? So example number 2, right? What if they give you something like, you know, y equals to, sorry, y plus 7 equals to 3 over 2x minus 8, something like that. Okay, so I'm going to teach you a little trick that you're going to do. So the easiest way to get rid of a fraction is to distribute. I'm going to distribute whatever the denominator is. In this case, the denominator is a 2. So I'm going to distribute a 2 to 3 of the terms. This one, and the fraction. That's it. I'm not going to distribute it to the parentheses because the 3 over 2 and the parentheses are being multiplied, so you don't need to do that. Okay, you're making more work for yourself if you do that. So just those 3 terms, okay? So whatever the denominator is, that's what it is. Now let's say that the denominator was a, let's pretend, and you don't have to copy this part. Let's pretend that the denominator was a 5. Then I would have distributed by 5. Right? If the, you know, so just remember that. So whatever the denominator is, that's what you're going to distribute by. So 2 times y is 2y. 2 times 7, positive 14. Now here's the beautiful thing. What happens when I get to the 3 over 2? The denominator and the numerator cancel out. That leaves me with just the 3. And voila, I no longer have to deal with fractions. And then you go ahead and just distribute. 2y plus 14 equals to 3x minus 16, or no, minus 24. Sorry about that. And I'm just going to do what I did here. I'm going to move those 2 terms over. So I'm going to move the 14. And you can do this at the same time. You can also move the x at the same time. You can do it all at once if you want to. Don't matter. So then I end up with negative 3x plus 2y. This cancel, equals to negative 38. And there you have it. You just change it to standard form. Okay? Any questions? All right. I'm going to create another video for the other parts. See you in a little bit.